Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching us and listening to African Hour. My name is Fru Nde Nkimbe. I am host and producer of African Hour here in Boston, Massachusetts. African Hour has been on the air since 2000. And African Hour is the voice of the people. We listen to our audiences, and some of them bring topics that we discuss. And my guests, they come, they share their knowledge, and I appreciate them for their time. And I would like, first of all, to say that African Hour is not responsible for what my guests say. Today's topic is very crucial. Historically, we know that war comes because of many things: economic, land, and labor. I have been called from ground zero, Ambazonia, that there is a pattern that is going on. And historically, we know that the colonizers, wherever they go, be it in Australia, be it in America, be it in New Zealand, in Africa, their first priority is to grab land and then grab the labor force and what is underneath the land. So my guests today would like to look at this from the perspective that Ambazonia is where our navel is, and we'd like to see what is going on. Without taking much time, I would like to bring in my guest, Comrade Milan Atam, zooming in from Nairobi, Kenya, there on duty. Comrade Milan, you are welcome on African Hour.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Right in the mainland, Midwest, Comrade Gideon Asanji, coming in from Missouri, Kansas. Am I right?
That is correct.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My pleasure to be here.
Again, you are very welcome. The problem that we are having at home touches all of us. I would like each of you to address my audience and say a little bit about yourself. From the motherland, Comrade Milan, coming from Nairobi, Kenya.
Thank you very much. Thanks and good evening, and I think good evening for those in the US, west of the Atlantic, and good morning to those who are on this side of the world. Thanks so much for having us on this show. My name is Milan Atam. I am the chairman of the Southern Cameroons Alliance. Presently working with a whole lot of comrades around the Southern Cameroon's caucuses, building cohesion amongst our people towards the liberation of our homeland. Thank you.
Over to you in Missouri, in the heartland of America, Comrade Asanji.
Thank you, Pa. Gideon Asanji is my name. I'm from Missouri, currently living in Missouri, and it's a pleasure, Papa, to be on your show. And as an Ambazonian, I want to say I'm very, very honored, to be on this call. So much so that we'll be able to have some good, let me say, a good conversation and see how we can educate and, encourage our people to be wiser and not to fall prey to certain things, especially regarding to, the topic that we're about to talk about right now. So I'm very, very glad and honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With all the humility, we are not saying that we know it all. We have some information, and most of the information comes to us from ground zero. That from Bamenda in Southwest, that people are saying that there has been a pattern that has been going on quietly, and our land is gradually being taken over. If you go to Up Station, I don't need to tell you, and even if you go to CTC and most of the areas in the southern region, you will definitely know that the occupants of these areas, their mother tongue is not that which we really expect. Let me throw this on the floor for us to examine from a distance, and also soliciting other information from our brothers and sisters on ground zero. Again, it is out of humility, not telling people on the ground that we know that much. We are asking whether is this really true. You people on the ground, you know the facts, and some of you have called me and said that it is something that I should bring for discussion. So many questions they really did for the answer. For me, with African, I look at it from a distance, and as a son of the soil. The program when me I dey do am now for 20 years, I dey do am now because I believe say we need for talk, we need for open we eyes. We want people when they know as we dey talk, so people their eyes they dey open, and it is shame these people where they do this kind of thing. Now one thing that when me I learn am for America, say government it only manipulate people if you leave that people in the dark. But if we engage this discussion, we see all this conny where they come. So even person where if he can fool you and he knows a program like this, a day where if you call his name, say he do that kind of thing for you, it will make us so they good heart we enter. He say no, better me I know fit do am. The most important thing na say if we fit get some ideas where we feel from a distance, we don't learn them for place where we don't dey as we dey travel around the world. So we dey look because Papa dey send you say make you go for white man country or say make you come out house na say you be eye, you be your foot, and you be the ear, and you be the mouth.
Yes.
So when you come, Papa it will listen and say, now wait you don't go see am where you feel make am make we to grow and better. Now I want me will give some solutions, some suggestions, not solution. From thing where we see am outside, where they do am, where we see am say we feel equally share am for our own people, saying that some ideas and this way we don't see am. So if we not get any idea, I think everybody now they want for listen. But before we go to that, I want just for take 1 minute break for say una dey listen na African Hour. African Hour na program where it dey talk about things the way they concern we. African Hour, you know, dey for make money. It then I say, may we turn on light, may we discuss, may brother and sisters, may them talk. If you see something where you fit talk, may your brother learn from, may your sister learn from. If I may you bring them, because na so country dey grow. Country dey grow na say we dey talk, we dey exchange ideas. So that the reason why we African Hour dey for 20 years, I dey run this African Hour. I never beg anybody for money. I just check say na my own good heart where me I feel contribute am. So as we dey wind down, so I want to thank my guest, Comrade Milan, where he there for South Africa, but right now, he talk now from Kenya, where he did it for work. And you wake up very, very early for morning. I know said now
Yes.
you wake up around 5 a.m.
Yes.
But for we here, for me for Boston, time now na midnight. For Comrade Asanji, time for you na 11 p.m. So we really consider say this palaver dey so it touch we for we heart. We ready to look am because some brothers them they cry say place where they bury their papa in grave, their ancestor, great grandpapa, they no fit go pass for day because somebody can't fool chop chair, they sell that land, or because governor or government they take am. So we look the one, we just say, may we bring them, may we discuss. So again, which ideas then, when if you just, because with people for home, they look and say, when they for outside, when they talk, some of the things that we would do them so, we don't get even power because God therefore we hate. We know they do them because we like them. And we consider that one. We know they blame anybody because the power where it pass we. But if I say, may we discuss this thing, may they know say, we know thing where it happen. Say one day, Ngumba will come out and we'll fight. So my brother then, over to you.
If I may, I think first thing that I would say is I thank you very much for this opportunity. I believe what we are doing today is the first step to educate our people the issue of land grabbing that we are currently experiencing in our land. I would say going forward, let us make this a medium where we can even sometime have a program where people can call in from ground zero and give in their thoughts, ask questions if they need to, and also find a way we can communicate with our people on the ground. So much so that if they are afraid, of their security, they must not say their names. They can, be very, very private with their information, and we can communicate.
Comrade Sanji, maybe I jump in. Yes, we program, we policy for African Hour. Let's say we know the gift person your name, where he call we. Now the reason that way you see for 20 years, we know there now for take people their name, put them for public, may they sacrifice them. For 20 years, we never get anybody where it point with finger say you do so because we just narrate. Continue.
Thank you. I think that's very, very, very important because that's one of the things that's going to encourage our people to really speak out and come on the program. I want to believe that. Secondly, we should be able to encourage our people to document. Communities should be able to record evidence, photos, names, testimonies, whenever land grabbing activity is going on in their vicinity. This is one way we'll be able to use for those who have experienced it live, such that tomorrow it can be used in the court of law, just like Comrade Miran explained. I also want to say that us in the diaspora, I think it's our responsibility to create channels like yours to be able to broadcast these issues as many times as possible, such that, our people are always informed about issues like this. Thank you.
Comrade Milan.
Yes.
Your work now for travel across the continent. Thing the way you don't see, few of us, we don't see them. And I want to say thank you for the work we do, and may God bless we all.
Amen.
So with people that they list these things the way that they happen. So when I be bush faller, yes, we'll be bush faller with their outside with the worker, with the see thing there. We see how the same thing the way that it happen for village, for country, it happened for so many other places.
Yeah.
And for you, for your home, for South Africa, you mentioned EFF President Malema, where the fight is say whether if they kill you, never kill if get for the land for your ancestors, for we ancestors. Think the way they happen for Cameroon, and even mostly we talk for Ambazonia, because my place where they bury we never.
Yeah.
Because if we no fight, if we no bring her up, person where if you no tell your story, person where you allow the person where he tell your story, it will sugar sote, it's sweet sote, it will make you continue to be a slave.
Yes.
If I make you when shoe the heart for you, may not you the cry. No leave another person can't cry.
We don't even know how painful it is.
We know where your foot no day inside that shoe. So we dey here, so we get opportunity. So we fit talk. So some of these things whether they happen. So many conny then they whether you put that 2 cubes of sugar inside cold water or for hot water, the intention that say you want for melting. By all means necessary. and then they come with all the conny. So, but for my own, I did plead saying we lawyer them. As Comrade Asanji don't talk, may we take pictures, may we keep information, because that information, it will come, make a may will fight. Comrade Milan, over to you.
This is a very important topic, and I hope it not be the last time we will get this conversation. But it be very important, and I know the difficulty of people. Firstly, if with the current situation back at home, or even with the situation prior to that, when you deal with a regime where it is spending time now for do everything for destroy you, they will always find ways. And part of that now unemployment, economic hardship. When you don't be in a position where things are not worker and you get your little piece of land, land where your papa live and for you, land where you buy them and so on, you get difficulty and you need money, and somebody the way you want buy that land, you could be forced for seller. I sure at different points in life we don't get that kind of difficulties where we'll be forced for sell land we want to be intend to, or for give away something we want to be one for giver. So on the one hand, we fight against the tides, heavy tides with the camera, you swim against the tide. And now why I think say as over and above which way when I don't talk, you don't talk, we get a major problem, and they in we favor. But we need to look for small ways then for mitigate the situation at this point. As he talk, we need for the document, take photos, make sure, work with lawyers, them work with different, if lawyers they go agree for do, because lawyers them, they want must do what in most cases they want work now for money. But we want to find ways where we fit, even using our own local means, be able to document to the point where when the time come, we will use them. Like I talk, for certain countries like South Africa today, now what did they do? They go back to the archives. They go back to this documentation for be able to claim what you in at their own. But it go back to what way I don't talk before. We get traditional rulers, no matter how much the regime don't help to weaken them, they get a role for play. We get local cadastral experts, them people that deal with land issues. They feel help we advise. I will give two important examples in where I think say we feel learn. For Kenya here, where we did. I remember about 2 or 3 weeks ago for Cape Town, I meet with a few Kenyans where they get this conversation. They will be very angry with their government because the government don't decide to take over land, build houses there where they give them to the poorest of the poor. And the idea, and I say the one for study, raise the people that they rifle down with them to they come up, which is very important. But in the process, they cut a certain percentage of money for most Kenyans the way they work. They cut the percentage from their salaries in order to fund that project. And these Kenyans will not be happy because me, I don't even feel afford to stay for one of those houses. They say because you do work, you know if you stay there, but I contribute. And I be say a very good initiative by the government. The intention be good, but maybe not the way they conceive them. And I think say if we learn for when I wanna be based in the West, if we learn from some of the things the governments that they do for them. Now why governments that they give bonds? Because if me I contribute 4% of my salary to a government initiative, I don't want to make it go like tax, but if you always put them like investment. So if 4% for everything the government do, I contribute 4% of my money, maybe that 4% only constitute 1,000 shillings or 2,000. But if you put 4% every month for the next 10 years, now plenty money, we government go talk say, okay, we will rent this house or we will sell the house or whatever dividends come off for the your money will be contributing now some minuscule. But that minuscule, if you leave and grow over time, your grandpicking they go chop, they go get a nice simple life. So you make
an incentive that.
Yes. So you know if you just take money for nothing, give them something where they go hope for in the long term. Even if I'm not today, but no say I'm picking them, I'm a grand picking they go chop na an investment. I want that way I think say we need for the think about, and maybe now for we for start to think about as we think about taking over our territory at some point we'll move forward.
Exactly, and I think that woman wants to now program than that way they be there for Southern Cameroon. But with these people, chop broke pot, there's no
everything gone.
future.
Yes.
There's no future.
We don't learn, say, we not fit count on them for build anything where they look into the future. The second thing, now for go back to Gideon, they make mention about the displacement of people, more than 1.5 million people displaced. And when you count some of we too there outside, probably another 2 million that.
Yeah.
And many of we will there outside will not go now because we won't fine. If we get rich parents them and everything be there fine. No, very few people for the one for leave their country go stay
Yeah.
for different country. Now because
Yeah.
we poor, now because we never get opportunities.
Mhm.
So when you put the overall number together, now easily 3.5 to 5 million of we will be out there somewhere with the manage because
Displaced.
nothing no day back home. The danger always, now say with the length of time where you put them outside the country, now so too you lost a lot too back home.
Yes.
You lost your heritage, you lost your culture, you lost your tradition, and your land, of course, and other things. We take Burundi, for instance. Now, major issue there. In fact, I will deal it within the next few days. We are partly the work I go do. The government don't struggle a lot with people due to the conflict they don't happen over the years between the different people. When conflict happen, many of them go to Tanzania. Some they go to Rwanda.
Then their
Others they
land.
go to DRC. They leave their land. And they get people where they don't go settle inside some of these countries since 1962. Others them in the 80s. And the last wave be before 2015, where we did it. Now government is saying no, anybody be run leave a country for 2015. We will do everything for preserve your land for you. Make no man not touch their land. But now where government sends on come now say we need for start to find solution. We not fit live and when people run, then he never go take over a land. You want come back 20 years
Now
later.
it's seed for another problem that.
Yes, exactly. 20 years later, you want come, you don't born picking them. Picking they don't born. Now you can't grand picking they no get land. Now government problem. So now a major issue now for Burundi, where they try to find solution. But if you only find solution now from the past 10 years, and I remember that one very well because I remember I think I be based for about 6 months for the when I see the wave of people where they go. Now only now, 10 years later, the run start become small, and it becomes a problem. So now why I say based on our own experience and we dey learn from other people where they don't go through this, we no need to reinvent the wheel. We need to work with the traditional rulers them. We need to work with experts, them lawyers, them people where they understand these things. For say, make we no wait so they will day in a situation like other countries and before we start find solution. How we fit do that? Now again, chief them they don't take their powers, but plenty small ways they do if you do them. Like I talk more, learn from the same people where they don't oppress you over time. If you go for places where white people they don't put and say now their places, they don't want to make black people they come there. They know the right now some law talk say no, according to the law, black man will stay here. You know they again like that when the days of apartheid. But they get unwritten rules. When you come for buy land, would you look your face, they'll tell you unfortunately land not there available for sale. End of story. Then no man
Yeah.
over to say fund don't talk say make we not sell land for. No. Fund simply say it gets small meeting, quiet meeting where it talk say from this point to this point, no sale of land or no sale of land for picking will be from this village. Then you will find ways to deal with your oppressor. We always find the ways. For me, it be unacceptable if a fund or a chief talks say, no, my hands be tied, nothing, no do I fit do. Then people they enter, they encroach, they take over everything. They fall on your own. And because we don't see, we get good funding, but we know to say we get someone there, they don't care. We know if we leave this thing entirely in the hands of the chiefs. So why that way? As I don't talk once again, part of the effort will make them now for work through the civil society caucus, for engage with funding, engage with chiefs them, for them for understand say no just talk say nothing no dey what fit do you leave am everything go wrong. We'll find small ways and we'll fit preserve the little way we fit. Now we will still be under oppression. The day we will go take over, then we'll go look at the bigger picture. So we must
Yeah.
look at small ways and for address the issues now while we dey wait for the time we fit address bigger issues. Because again, just like married, just like this Mjumba married and so on, they will come ask you say this person not there for this land how long? I be sell am for you 20 years ago. Now you want move this person, even if not foreigner, even if you buy the land wrongly, you want move it 20 years later, say go for side, then we need to start answer question. So make we avoid the problem before we start to find solution 20 years from now. And I think say plenty ways and they will fit one over.
Thank
Awesome.
you very much, Comrade Milan. You mentioned something where I want to bring them for own experience for the country. Here, if I call white man, they say again, too much.
Number
So
one,
much that we don't already get the conny. If I want for rent apartment or I
Yes.
want for buy some, they say I get my friend when a white man may he call. Okay. When he call, they'll accept very well. Then
Yes.
I'll only show up in the time where they sign paper
Thank
with
you.
all the agreement. It don't
Yes.
happen. So too, even it happened to for when you call over the phone talk, Francophone, they know say na Anglophone this.
Absolutely.
Right there, they already make plan for deal with you separately. Thing where you talk, now the very thing where is supposed to make with traditional rulers, may they know all this one. Because if they teach we, say na so they do them. I quite remember many years for Mancon. You know, Igbo man of buy land for Mancon.
Absolutely. Yes.
Not only Igbo man, but the other people them too, they don't fit buy. But that other people they make conny now, they come now, they will partnership with the Mancon man and then build, and then gradually because they get money, they will take over. So from thing with me, I don't hear from you. They say yes, government will say their hand say land, na government land. But you, the traditional ruler, you there for they like caretaker. Before they want buy them, they will call una. And you will get land for that village. Before you want for sell that land, the fine say make this talk they made the pass for village, for palace. Make the talk Mengumba, they talk with country talk. They educate with people. Because one thing where it did I say no blame person where you don't know. Blame person where you don't show them for you. Then next time it still do the wrong thing. Because most of the time we like for blame. You know things for yourself, but you never teach your brother, you never teach your people. You come in a time where you don't make mistake, but that time you will blame me. You know the work so.
Yeah.
So a fine say may we play the football how we they play them for the other side.
We must learn from the best.
We must learn. So like as how we don't to learn the conny for white man say no, even if me I want for sell my house here, anything with black picture they I'll move, I know even show up for this. The realtor will say no come for this because if white man say and say now you get that house, you know we'll buy it. And even if white man say and say now you to come buy that house, they will increase the price for the house.
Yes. That's so we get to
nothing that way
that's so we get to operate.
If you want to deal with Connie man, you must also know Connie for catching.
That's so.
Well, now I thank you very much.
Yes.
And I want to thank anybody where it listen. But we know if we end this discussion about land, we will not talk about election. It concern whether you like them or you don't want them or not, the decision will affect we all.
Oh, all of us.
Whether you affect we now for bad way or for good way, we just need for the way because we see how things and today they happen. Right now, something don't happen for Nepal where it sweep the government by surprise. The government all of a sudden, because of their extravagance, as the show say they get power too much, nobody no shake them overnight. So the Gen Z they take over the run on the 12th of next month, election day. Cameroon. I pray may Papa God may not make a may bloodshed. We only know now how to destroy life. No person no fee create life. Now my prayer that as we look towards the election, I want may when I give with our own opinion like bush followers them from outside. Even though we're there outside, we get family. Where anything happen, we will be affected.
I think when it comes to elections in Cameroon, we have to be realistic with our people. The Cameroon government is not one to be trusted. We have seen that over the years, different generations, whether our people go to the polls to vote or not, nothing is going to change for our good. So it's just a waste of time because we know that the results of the elections are predetermined even before the first vote is, casted. All I would say to our people under the current situation is try to be safe. There's no need to put your life in danger to go and vote something that there is no fairness in it. And our people cannot be voting under the conditions that define themselves at war. It's that simple. That's what I believe. And we have nothing to do with La République. I believe we have our leaders who are currently serving time. A lot of our people in jail because we had decided that by ourselves as a people that we have nothing to do with the French Cameroon. We have gone back to pre-war 1961. For me, there's no need for our people to go and shed blood on the street or concerning something that does not concern us at all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Comrade Milan, your views.
Yes, very interesting here. We know say Paul Biya last election this week, it go hold on. And most likely, not long after the election, a lot could happen. In fact, a lot of drama they happen already. The opposition shenanigans really go on. We know say the regime they manipulate everything they want to manipulate for win the election. But like Comrade Gideon talk, the question we need for the ask ourselves now say how this thing could benefit we, how it could benefit for people. One thing we be very clear now say we not get anything for benefit from this. Yes, a lot of our comrades they and our brothers and way they clamor, they say no, make we go for election because now through election we go express our voice. But anybody we you don't follow, you don't understand the way this regime they operate. No say game plan na the game plan, the result could be na the result, nothing no go change. So for me, the key question we around the ask am, and when none of these different actors don't be able to give me answer, I say we be almost certain. I will tell you 99.9% certain of the outcome of this election. Now we will know the outcome, which will be the plan. And one thing where it be very clear to me, as a politicians, they play their politics. They don't care about the population. Some of them will run talk to them. They say, no, we could just go do them. If you be say they rig the elections, the population know what to do. So in essence, I did put myself go win elections. If it go well, I go win. Thank God. But if you go bad, make the population go take the risk and make the sacrifice. Me, I go stand back. But I don't want to assume, I don't want to take responsibility for the act we go follow. So it be very important say people they understand say the stakes between the Southern Cameroons and La Republic in no way differ we. Going to vote no go change the result, no go change anything. Going to fight because they don't rig the election. And for me, around the talk make unlike Comrade Gideon, when a hardcore it take on a hardcore independence. I think my role as the alliance requires I play a facilitative role. And my position as a person absolutely believe say election will change something. May they go vote, may they go for election. But after the elections, I go one make we get a conversation. Now we the result don't be what will be. What do we do next? And what will be of utmost importance to me. We need to start thinking about the next step. Get a plan, build a scenario, get a plan for each scenario, and then we make sure so when the time comes, we execute. And now the one thing that we need to hear from a lot of the political actors, we basically tell you, say, after 43 years, 42, 43 years, now just the game that they play. We go in, we pretend we fight for change something, nothing, no change, but as long as I get my parliamentary position or I be the opposition leader, I get the benefits of opposition leader, I feel she don't chop for the next 7 years. Next 7 years, we'll play the same drama, and then we'll get the same result, we'll move on. The people, they suffer. When you look at the situation, I grew up for Bamenda. You look at Sonak Street, you look at Commercial Avenue, you look at everywhere. The degradation, man, not say nothing, no the change. The changes are dramatic, but they change now backwards.
Backwards.
Now backwards. So I need to understand when people they talk about elections. I know you say we pray for no bloodshed. We need a revolution. Something where it completely overhaul everything for give for people the few way they still their life. Something to hope for, something to hang on, small enjoyment. Drive for small good roads, go for hospital. Like the time where we grow up, you go after you finish, doctor give you a prescription, you stop for pharmacy. Right there for hospital, they give you the medicine you take and go house. For me, now the kind of conversation that I'd be interested in. Now, all these election things, for me, not drama. This drama will be over in the next 4 weeks. Then we need to go back to the essentials. And are the most important thing that.
Papa, thank you very much, Comrade Milan. Before you come, Papa, I also wanted to add this point with respect to what Comrade Milan has just said. There is no opposition in Cameroon. Every one of them are playing the game of the regime. The regime has used this as a game for them. It is a game for them. Any politician that is there currently calling themselves as an opposition is just playing the game, to run down, to show to the international community that at least we are carrying out election in our country and things will go on as normal and fair. Just to name a few things, just to prove the point. When we were growing up, when there was a little bit of sanity in the society, by now, you would have seen political parties, when there was true opposition in Cameroon, you would have seen political parties campaigning on the street, from town to town, from village to village. Only the CPDM can hold a rally in Cameroon. Any other opposition cannot hold a rally anywhere in Cameroon. If you look at it critically, there is no opposition in Cameroon. Everything they are playing, from the Kamto to Chiruma to whatever, Akeremuna, all of them, the OC, all the sellouts, they are just playing a game of the regime. So that at the end of the day, they will release their results, their predetermined results, and nobody is going to do anything. Remember, every positive change we have seen in Cameroon, from every angle, from every aspect of life, has been on the back of the blood of Southern Cameroonians. And this time around, we're not going to die for something that does not concern us. Our people should be very vigilant. They should be careful. Thank you.
Well, you see, some comedian for Cameroon be say, for America, when I talk about democracy, when on election, they go do election before they know who they win. Our own democracy advanced so much.
Yes.
We know, we get with the results before we go vote.
We know in advance.
Yes.
And I equally say, as I be grow for Bamenda, that's Bamenda spirit. I see how it really did. Because I think that in the 70s, when Biafra war did, I quite remember at some point when these guys, when we go market, you pick things so Igbo man, you must buy them.
That's why, yeah.
And they beat more. I quite remember so that time where Igbo they be control, like say Nadenge Bamenda. Bamenda man stand up, it beat them, chase them, they enter for fish pond. And so I equally say, fool take say we foolish. Because I hear say they can't say that they build road, ring road. Prime Minister, in the Northwest now. Somebody called me, say Prime Minister, they come, they talk about road infrastructure for Bamenda. And I be here, they go for Boya, for Southern region, Victoria Seaport. Say they don't, say they will rebuild. Before one here again, now be the work. But none of promises that way, they only come towards election. Well, may we not see how they treat we like shit. After the election, they will come back again after 7 years. Well, but the thing where we talk now, say we then are from outside. And for this program, I thank all of them who are listening. And I thank all my guests. But I pray, say anything where they happen. If any of us we say thing where you know like them, may you try now for right for we say no thing where when I be talk so no be so we dig for ground with the CM. No head we throw away another palaver. Then send we message. And if you want for reach African Hour, send email for African Hour 2023 at gmail.com. Talk now, so I thank everybody and I beg una subscribe and send we idea how we feel make this African Hour. It be with Pekin. May it talk thing where it concern we. It be with mouthpiece. Because as they talk, if you know write your history, person where it tell your history, it will glorify yourself and make you bad person. As we wind down, so again, I want to thank Comrade Gideon for your time. I want to thank Comrade Milan. You almost look at your watch because you would take a flight shortly for fly back to South Africa. So for this moment before we go, I know if you let me when I go when I know say bye-bye to people. Now always a tradition say when my guests they come talk for my people for share their idea. As they don't go, may you look mirror then say bye-bye for my audience and my viewers. Comrade Asanji.
All right, Pat. Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's my first time to be on your show, and I'm very glad. It was on a very, very, very historic topic, and at the same time, it's more about our people. And I want to say thank you to everyone watching. Click and subscribe to this channel because it's all about you. It's all about our people. It's all about our culture. It's about our future. And thank you, my big brother Milan. And I pray say may your flight home be safe. And Papa, good morning for your side.
Comrade Milan.
Yes, una actually need to go sleep. Me too, I get to run go airport, but thank you plenty for the invitation. We don't touch on a very important topic today. It affect the people, and I don't think say some of the people they actually realize what it go on. Some know, some they don't know, and I think say an episode like this really need to spread to everybody because plenty people there will open their eyes. I just want to thank you once again for this opportunity and say most of all, make we think. I mean, we already did think about them. I do hope with Comrade Gideon and everybody, we will be able for organize this meeting with chiefs them. We'll start get this conversation with the key people them on the ground. We'll start get this conversation on how we want to tackle this issue because my burning issue and my pressing issue, it be very urgent. So my hope na say this particular episode of this show will go to everybody so that make it start educate we all. I sure say plenty people there if they be get the chance, they know far more than we know on this project, on this program, and on this issue, and therefore tell people more. So my hope na say not just one episode amongst many on this issue of land grabs, and also of the future heritage of our people. We picking them and we can picking the way they go come. So thank you na plenty. And I look forward to subsequent episodes of this particular topic.
Well, I want to thank Una very much. He where it inspired me to think about this topic that people on the ground where they call me.
Mm-hmm.
And as they call me, I think of this song, Papa's Land, Sonny Oboson.
Yes.
Because if you listen to that song, it should say, if they take your papai land, means they don't take ground under your feet.
I'll do that.
So now you with this land, this palaver, it touched my heart so much. When they call me from ground zero, I see how I will grow up with the treasure, the land, the forests, with the plant trees. You work for commercial avenue, flowers and day, that government forest. When you go there, pick firewood, read, you get fish pond there, and all those things during dry season. It make town the cool. You go up station, you see GRA. Then you ask whether the people where they govern, they don't travel, come for white man country. You check say when they go home, they will instead maintain all these things. Then you see and it be like say things that the bad are for bad. So I just pray say with this discussion where we don't start and so other people too will pick up with for the Anjangi house for palace. They know thing where they will do. And I know say that they do them already with I no need for tell them. But I thank everybody and I thank my guests. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, my audience, wonderful audience that have been listening to wonderful guests and wonderful discussion from Kenya, Nairobi is Comrade Milan, who is actually holding him. He's about to run to the airport to take a flight back to his home base in Johannesburg, South Africa. And Kansas, Missouri is already 11:42. Here in Boston is 12:42. And I like to say you are watching African Hour. And please endeavor to click the subscription button so that any future discussion on African Hour should be available to you. Comrade Milan, Comrade Asanji, we cannot end this show without thanking God. It has gone so successfully. The blessing is God's, the glory is His, and we say to God be the glory. You are watching African Hour, and all I can say, I am your host and moderator, Drew Nkimben, coming to you from Boston, and I want to say so long and have a good night.
Today's editorial is titled From Nepal to Cameroon, the Gen Z Spring. Earlier this year, thousands of young people in Nepal defied curfews, barricades, and intimidation. Armed with smartphones, courage, and a sense of betrayed futures, They poured into the streets and shook the political order of Kathmandu. Observers quickly called it the Gen Z Spring. It was not the old opposition parties or the trade unions. It was the restless youth demanding accountability, declaring that silence was over. Nepal may feel distant, but its lesson speaks directly to Africa. The same ingredients that drove its youth to rise are present across our continent, and in Cameroon, they exist in even more explosive proportions. Nepal's revolt was born from four forces: climate fragility, where erratic rains and floods wrecked farms; corruption, with scandals in government contracts; bad governance, with old politicians recycling themselves endlessly; and crushing unemployment, where nearly half of graduates found no work. For Nepali youth, the future was stolen, and they decided to take it back. Now, consider Cameroon. We too have climate shocks: drought in the north, floods in the south, farms destroyed, families forced into migration. We too have corruption, not as an accident, but as a system. From ghost workers to billions embezzled, corruption is the way the state is run. We too have bad governance, but ours borders on the absurd. Paul Biya has ruled for 42 years, and nearly 92, he is rarely seen in public, yet his portrait decorates every office. Imagine a country being asked to vote for the photograph, a picture candidate. Meanwhile, institutions are hollow shells. Parliament, judiciary, and electoral commissions exist in name only. The economy stagnates despite oil and timber. Degrees open no doors, forcing graduates to drive taxis or hustle in the streets. Add to this the bloody conflict in the Anglophone regions, with hundreds of thousands displaced, and you see a generation already betrayed. The possibility of ruling by portrait could become the trigger for revolt. In Nepal, corruption and joblessness were the sparks. In Cameroon, the insult of being governed by a picture could set off an explosion. For Gen Z Cameroonians raised on TikTok and Twitter, it may be the final straw. Cameroon's youth are not passive. They flood social media with satire. They have watched Nigerian youth march under NSARS, Sudanese youth topple Omar el-Bashir, Ugandan youth resist Yoweri Museveni. They are striking in universities, resisting harassment in markets, emigrating in large numbers, and sustaining activism through the diaspora. Their anger is real. What they lack is not will, only the spark. Africa's youth are the youngest in the world. The median age of the continent is just 19. More than 60% of Africa's 1.4 billion people are under 25, while power remains monopolized by rulers who measure their reigns in decades. Nepal's uprising in a country of 30 million sent ripples across Asia. Imagine the scale when African youth rise. Cameroon could be the epicenter. It combines every condition: an aging autocrat, failed institutions, entrenched corruption, economic despair, climate crisis, and a digital generation too informed to be fooled. Unlike other states that rotate leaders or pretend reform, Cameroon has calcified into absurdity. The idea of a picture president could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Across Africa, leaders should take heed. Nepal was not an anomaly. It was a warning shot. The youth are no longer patient. In Cameroon, frustration is visible, betrayal is total, and the anger grows daily. If elections are stolen again, if corruption continues unchecked, if the state insists that portraits can govern people, then Cameroon may ignite. And when it does, the fire may not stop at its borders. When Yaoundé implodes, Ambazonia offers the stable and credible alternative. His call is not only partisan, It is a roadmap for the Gulf of Guinea, where international actors will need reliable partners when the old system collapses. The lesson from Nepal is simple. When a generation has nothing left to lose, it will rise. And when Africa's Gen Z rises, it will shake the continent. The question before Cameroon's rulers and before the world is whether to prepare for that reckoning or continue the dangerous pretense that portraits can govern people. This has been the voice of Ambazonia, truth in resistance, clarity in crisis.
Sweet home, when I go somewhere.